hi, everyone who can see me. This is the part where we just waste a little bit of time because Janine is getting us into all the places that we need to be. This technology stuff is awesome. We want to come to you from so many different forums, including YouTube and the Grace and Grit Studio, the Grace and Grit Studio business page, which we would love for you guys to like and share. And she will let me know when we're ready.
It's going to be a moment. So why don't you
It's
talk about what people did for this weekend?
Yeah. So 4th of July weekend, I hope you
There
guys
we
had
go.
lots and lots of fun. It was such a long one, wasn't it? With it starting on Thursday, it just
Very.
felt like such a wonderful long weekend. Are we good to go almost?
No.
Nope. Okay.
So Mary Grace, what did you do for 4th of July?
Well, I have 4 children, and one of
Right.
them lives in Los Angeles. The other 3, I'm lucky because they all live in the St. Louis area. So the LA one came home, and we were able to spend lots and lots of time as a family.
That's nice.
Made like some of his favorite dinners, like roast beef and mashed potatoes, and corn on the
Nice.
cob, and strawberry shortcake. So, yeah, we have a family story. My grandma, my dad's mom, was a terrible, terrible cook. And he would talk all the time about how they'd make up special sauces and things to put on her stuff just so they could gag it down. But for some reason, she made amazing strawberry shortcake
Oh,
that
isn't that
nobody was
interesting?
ever able to duplicate, including me. But it always reminds us, and we always have to tell that story to whoever the newcomers are. So
I had people at my table the one time that used to be neighbors of mine at our lake house. And the son, who's now in his 60s, said to me, I always thought my mom was a good cook until I ate other people's cooking. I laughed at that. All
Wow.
right. Well, listen, we are live in all of the places we're supposed to be live in. So
Yay. Hi, everybody. Yeah,
let's
thanks for
welcome
joining
everybody.
us.
Yeah,
Today is July 8th, correct?
that's
Okay,
correct.
July 8th, 2024, because who knows when some of the times you guys are going to watch this. But we are very excited about our new line dropping tomorrow
Oh,
evening, July 9th, 2024. So if you haven't booked your party yet or asked to see a link as soon as it comes out, be sure to get with your stylist and get that information. It's such an exciting time.
and I'm seeing a bunch of you watching. So we decided to rerun this again. Here comes the comments. We
Hi,
decided to rerun
girls
this
and guys.
again
Yeah.
in our Sparkle Soiree. So congratulations to our winner who won the $1,000. I mean, that was insane. So you're here. If you're here, just drop a comment. Let us know. Hey, Kim. Hi, Donna. Hey, Margie. How are you? Thank you so much for popping in. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about really quickly the opportunity of Park Lane Jewelry. This is Mary
Absolutely.
Grace Lewandowski. She is an executive company vice president with Park Lane. We're super, super happy to have her. So when you pop in here, we're going to ask you to do one of two things. First of all, say hello to us because we're both talking to a camera, like literally. And secondly, let us know who your stylist is, who invited you here today, or who your stylist is because you're watching this on the soiree. What we like to do is go over 4 really simple questions that most people ask when they're considering, an extra income like Park Lane, an additional income stream. So you may be somebody who could really use some extra money every single month, or you could be somebody that's like sitting pretty, but you're like, I know people that could really use this opportunity. So we ask that you just listen with an open heart. And if this is something that, would be good for somebody that we ask that you share it and then just share your stylist information with them so you can be a connector and connect them and help them out. And maybe we can bless them with something with Park Lane. So Mary Grace, it's
Absolutely.
so good to see you. It is Monday again. It is Monday
I
again.
feel like Monday comes every week.
Imagine that. So I'm going to start with the question that I love because you answer it differently all the time. And it's because there's so many different ways to explain it. But for those of us who are new to this, or those of us who don't understand exactly what we're listening to today, why direct sales? Why is direct sales important
It's
today?
funny you worded it that way too, but because I would really say that most people don't understand what direct sales is. many have developed an attitude without really knowing what it is. I was one of them where it's like, is that one of those pyramid schemes? Is that one of those things where now I don't really know what a pyramid scheme is, but my understanding is it's illegal and people at the top make money and people at the bottom lose money. And no, it certainly is not that. Direct sales just means direct to consumer. It's just a way where we represent or are liaison between the company, the product they represent, and our customer. You guys that are listening to this through the Sparkle Soiree know that, you're associated with a person who takes good care of you,
Mhm.
and it gives you kind of that human connection. Direct sales for me has been really like a life changing thing because I was always looking for life work balance. And it was through direct sales that I found that I could be a worker, bringing in a really great income, but also be all the places I needed to be. As far as a mom of four,
Yep.
later in life now, my children are grown, but now I take care of my mom a lot. They call it the sandwich generation, and I take
Yeah.
care of my grandchildren a lot. And one of the things that I haven't mentioned in a while that, and again, I'm talking to a particular age group, probably, or to people that are um, married to an income earner, a big income earner, or have someone in their house. But, one of the greatest things in the whole world about direct sales is the write offs. There is a book called The Idiot's Guide to Getting Rich. And the very first chapter says, open your own business. Even if you're not going to do much with your own business, open your own business. It's the fastest way to become rich in America because your expenses will turn into write offs as of the moment that you do that. And that is super cool. If you can imagine that all of a sudden your jewelry purchases would be a write off, your gas mileage would be a write off, your computer and phone bills and things like that. So that is really remarkable. And that really speaks to a lot of people. My favorite story about direct sales comes from David Bach, who wrote The Automatic Millionaire. And he had this greatest plan for normal, everyday human beings like you and me to become millionaires in a very short time if they would go consistently invest like $400 to $600 a month. It was less than that, but let's say that would be
But
today's
today it would
world.
be more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he said that he very quickly realized that people weren't buying into his plan. They were shutting him off immediately because
Yeah.
they didn't have an extra $400 to $600 a month. That most people, like, I truly want to say over 90%,
I believe
were
that.
living not just paycheck to paycheck, but beyond paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
Like
Right.
waiting until April to pay off the Christmas because that's when a bonus comes or something, right?
Yep.
Or putting things on a credit card. And he said then he just thought like, my gosh, how can I help these people? Because this would be such a life changer. And the only thing that he came up with that he was absolutely ecstatic about was direct sales
Hmm.
because it would not change anybody's the way they were living their life drastically. They would
Okay.
not have they could show up for work when they wanted to show up for work. They could make what they wanted to make. They could work some months and not other months and decide how much they needed. He said it was absolutely perfect way to own your own business with none of the overhead, but all of the benefits. So
Mhm.
that's direct sales in a nutshell.
Yeah, but I like this. I like when you talk about that. First of all, I love the tax part that you did in the beginning. See, because that's new again that you brought that in. But I like when you talk about David Bach because I think that people do shut down the moment you say, well, you just need to put away $600 a month. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that have more month than money. I mean,
Oh yeah.
there's just no way to do that. So
Yeah.
it's really great that you can do this as an additional income stream, even just to put away to invest for your future. That's a
Yeah.
wonderful reason to
And the
get into.
fact that his whole life was investing and helping people with money.
Right.
And he said, I discovered direct sales. So he didn't know a lot about direct sales. And as soon as he found out about direct sales, he was all over it to everybody. So I'm
So
so
good.
happy I found out about direct sales. You're so happy. I'm so happy I didn't listen to people that, thought they knew what they were talking about and rolled their eyes and told me not to do it. It's a
Right.
very smart thing to do.
Very smart thing to do. So now that we know what direct sales, like where it fits in to life, why jewelry? Where does jewelry fit into that?
Well, I'm gonna just go off on a little tangent about that because I want the crowd that's watching here today to know that both Janine and I started with other direct sales
We
companies.
did.
Janine sold baskets for a very long time, a collectible, and I sold candles for a very long time, a consumable product. We each had thought we had found the best, and we both did really well with those companies. But when we started to learn about what was over here at Park Lane, boy, did it open our eyes to how much better things could be. But also, we found out that Park Lane is one of the only companies, maybe the only truly direct sales company, that will bring you in at a level and a pay scale that is commensurate with what you have learned, what you have
Right.
achieved. So I just want to put that out there, because sometimes somebody that has been very successful in another direct sales company. They could be working for them currently. The company could have closed, but we would still interview them and bring them in at levels that
Right.
they wouldn't feel like they were starting all over. So I
Good
just
point.
wanted to put that in there. So I sold candles, you sold baskets. We thought we had the best thing ever, right? I was one of those people that used to say, I don't get it. Who would sell jewelry? Oh my gosh. And I've so much learned the greatest answers to this question since I've come here. And I always base it on the fact that the Levine family, who are the owners of our company, they're on their second and third generation now, but the original founders
Mhm.
from 1955, they had made a decision. They were going to do the direct sales model. They wanted to help other people's family create generational wealth, which, is us doing it now, three
Mhm.
generations later or whatever. But they didn't know what product. And I just thought this was brilliant, because instead of just going with something they loved, which is kind of what you and I did when we started our sales, right? They did research. They hired three separate consultants from three separate consulting companies. And they said to each of them, okay, we're trying to decide what product to represent, and go out and come back with your three top recommendations and be ready to defend your answers. Well, at the Levine family, they thought it was going to be a home product. And
Yeah.
they said when all three of them, Janine, all three of them came
Crazy.
back with jewelry as number one. All of their other choices varied in popularity, but straight across the board. And they were so taken aback, and they're like, okay, defend your answers. And now I'm finally going to answer your question, why jewelry? But there's so much, you guys, that I just never really thought about. Okay, so first of all, let's think about the population that looks at our product. Everybody. It covers every single demographic, every
Right.
single age, right?
Right.
Everything. Okay, people accessorize. That's just a fact. It withstands the test of time. Jewelry's been around since way BC, some form of jewelry, and it's going to go. The
True.
projections and forecasts show just off the charts, just continuing up, 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 becoming more and more popular. People wear our product. We wear
Mhm.
our product. This is super cool because it brings back recommendations to us all of the time without being like weird about it. Like, how would anyone know that you did baskets unless you were walking around with them, and then they'd think
Little Red
there's that
Riding
weird
Hood. Yeah.
basket
You
lady.
said Little Red Riding. Yeah, I did. We did. Yeah. Mhm.
So that's really super cool.
Yeah.
As stylists, it's very inexpensive to ship and store. It takes
Mhm.
up very little space. My inventory used to take up a whole extra garage, and ready to drive my husband crazy. And I used to have to drag that all along. And with this, you put it in something the size of your purse, and off you go. Or 78% of our peeps do all of their selling online, because it's so easy to show jewelry. So there, there is more, but those were major, major reasons that the Levine family decided to go with jewelry. And I have lived those. I have lived all of those wonderful assets since that time. I have definitely benefited from it. I know both you and I have doubled, if not tripled, the income that we were able to make here at Park Lane, um, representing jewelry.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's great.
And defend your answers is the best part of that, because
Yeah.
they said,
Yeah.
go find. And at that time in the 1950s, home products was all that was out there. It
Oh,
was Solar
yeah.
Brushes and Mary Kay. And you know what I mean? Like the Mary Kay was like the beauty product. There wasn't other beauty products on the horizon.
Right.
So that's
Right.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
So okay, now that we know what direct sales is, now that we know why jewelry is so important, tell me where Park Lane fits into this.
Well, I very often use a personal story. I'm always looking for signs, and I'm always getting signs. I'm open to signs. And I was having a lot of trepidation, lots of concerns about the company I was with at that time,
Yeah.
that very same week, I heard from two jewelry companies that were anxious to interview me. One was Park Lane, and the other, I won't say the name. I'm so respectful of all the direct sales companies. I interviewed with both. I'm going to tell you why I chose Park Lane. And I'm so glad that I did. There were many reasons. First of all, we're a full service jewelry company. The other jewelry company that I interviewed with had an absolutely beautiful product, but it was very a niche market. And that's what most of them are. You guys will know what I'm talking about. Maybe they're all charms, maybe they're all pearls, maybe they're all
Right.
silver, maybe they're all crystals, maybe they're all just a certain like boutique style jewelry, okay? Trendy. What I love with Park Lane that it covers the gamut and there's something for everyone. We have some every single kind of style that you could ever imagine. And people at everything that I've ever done, I don't have to say anything. My customers say it. They go, I love that no matter who comes, that they always find something that they love. The programs really are the killer. Like the number one thing that you're supposed to look at in companies is the programs. And we have the most generous programs in the direct sales industry. And a program is like our sale. So we have a customer sale that is like more generous than anything you're ever going to find, where it's buy two for regular. Those are the least expensive, get four for half. And then we're always at dropping extra specials, from month to month. But it not only is it generous and fun to share, and we love that the customers get to take advantage of it, it's very easy to repeat. And people love to share a sale. So that's another thing that just gets out there by word of mouth. Like, no, 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 don't look at the book. The prices don't apply to you. Wait till you hear, so that's super fun. Not only is the customer sales super generous and has our customers have an average order of $100 because of our customer sale, but the hostess program, and so many
Yeah.
people do their shopping online.
Insane.
They don't even realize that we have a program where if somebody recommends their friends and family to us, then we will reward them with free jewelry, lots and lots of free jewelry. And our average hostess gets anywhere from $300 to $1,000 in free and discounted jewelry just for sharing with her friends. Or even people she doesn't know. We don't care who she shares with. And then the profit program, of course, is absolutely off the charts, where I truly have, when I was coming from my other company, I was one of their top 10 income earners. And I took the time to do my homework and to feed my numbers into the profit program offered by Park Lane. And at that time, I had made $250,000 at my other company the year before. Had I been with Park Lane and done the same exact activity, it would have been
Totally
closer
different.
to $700,000.
I believe that.
That's how different the profit program is. It's so incredibly generous. When we talk about how Park Lane has been around since 1955, you mentioned something really relevant and interesting, but we really were one of the first. So it was like Mary Kay. I think there was Stanley Home Products,
Stanley
which is
was
like,
Hair brushes. Yep.
cleaning supplies and stuff,
Mhm.
in Park Lane. So in that amount of time since 1955, we truly have experienced just about everything. So like when COVID hit, we were prepared. We're debt
Right.
free. We're cash rich. We were able to sail through that time. We're U.S. based. We keep millions of dollars of inventory in our Chicago warehouse, so we weren't waiting for barges to come in and stuff. And we were able to offer extra because we knew that our customers were hurting and upset. So we
Right.
did amazing things. So those are the benefits of Park Lane, in addition to all the extra perks. Like whatever it is that turns you on or makes you get excited about a job, they have it here. If you need a trip to be your incentive, we do two trips a year. If you need a car to be your incentive, we do a white Mercedes. If you need free jewelry to be your incentive, you can earn up to $1,000 in free jewelry every single month. Plus, if you become a rep, you get paid back weekly, up 30 to 50% on what
Right.
you just bought. Imagine that. Okay. So there are so many perks, and I saved this for last because it's most people's favorite perk. You will hear that every other company has minimums. Once you start working for them, you're
True.
expected to do a certain amount every
Yes.
month. We don't have any of that. We don't have any, they don't believe with leading with fear. So everything we do is just, reward based. So I've had people have to take off a couple months because life happens, right?
Sure.
They just come right back at the pay and the title they were at and off they go. So that's a big concern about a lot of people.
I think the first question anybody I've ever brought into direct sales asks me is, what are your quotas and what are your minimums? Because it's very common to have to buy each month or sell each month to be able to get paid each month. And we do
Yeah.
not do that here at
No.
Park Lane.
No.
So that's very comforting. And you have a lot of leaders that came from a lot of different companies, and we've all told you, yep, we had quotas and minimums. I mean, that's how different it was
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
So it is here.
Absolutely. It's very
So,
stressful.
all right, midsummer, right after July 4th, new line coming out. I could tell you 5 billion reasons why, but tell me why now? Like, why is now a good time?
The first question I usually get when people are considering this is, how much does it cost? They always think that we're going to drop now, like it's thousands of dollars or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, it's not. No.
Yeah. Today is actually today and
Tomorrow
before like 4
tomorrow
p.m.
up until 8 p.m. Central
8 p.m.
Time.
Okay. $99. $99, and you get to choose $600 worth of jewelry of your choice. You go in, you sign up, it's 99 bucks. The $99 covers everything you need to have a successful full year with Park Lane. It's your personal website, it's access to the back office, it's access to all of the images that I invest in for you, so that you can just have a cut and paste business basically on social media.
Yeah.
Tomorrow our new line drops. So imagine you're a rep, and you get to be the first one to roll out the new line. It's pretty darn exciting. This is great stuff, you guys. And we're going into fall, so some people are like, especially like I used to be a teacher, and it's like have a little bit more downtime in the summer, and it's fun if you can kind of put your toe in the water, so to speak, regardless of what career you're in. But and then our the biggest selling season of the year hits, and off we go, and we're having cash-free Christmases, and all new fall clothes and stuff, all based on what we were able to do with Park Lane. So yes, it is an incredible time to start with a new line just starting. And if you're the type of person who just needs to think, once they unveil the new line, they'll have a different kit special, but it's never prohibitive.
Sure.
It might go to up to 130 or something. Okay. But it's never prohibitive. The person who takes the chance, or who takes the chance, is Park Lane, not us.
Right.
And that $99 is a write-off.
And
Then-
the nice thing is if you speak to your stylist,
Yes.
and she or he can help you, but what you're basically going to do is we're going to sign you up for the 99. You're going to go ahead and pick your $600 in jewelry up till 8 o'clock tomorrow, 8 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. And you're going to go ahead and schedule what's called a launch party, or a beginner show, or a promotional party, or whatever you want to call it, dip your toe show. I don't care what you call it, but you're going to do that. And that launch is going to net you sales because your stylist is going to help you do that. So you're going to invite your friends, your families, your coworkers, all those people. That launch is going to allow you to be the host and get more jewelry, so you can supplement your kit and get more pieces for you to show people and wear and love. And you're also going to be able to get a paycheck from that launch. So typically you're going to get paid way more than the $99, and you're going to be able to, before your credit card statement even comes.
Exactly.
Boom,
it truly is a
shakalaka.
no-cost startup.
It's a no-cost startup. So I want to tell you that we do have Kelly Houseworth on, and she said, my launch is happening right now. So I want to congratulate her for that. But I think it's very smart. I'm really glad she's on this call, because I really would like to talk really briefly to the stylists that are on this call right now, and let you know that if you are new or if you are seasoned, you can invite people every Monday night to this stream. We do this every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We ask these same 4 questions. We get really similar answers. However, there's always a zinger, and she throws a zinger in every time. I can listen to it. I've been listening to it for a long time now. We went ahead and popped the Google questionnaire in the chat for all of you. So you can go ahead and click on that and fill it out. And what Mary Grace will do is she's going to go through all of those. What's really neat is we ask you your jewelry style in that, because Mary Grace gifts the person who wins a curated piece that matches your style. She doesn't want to just send you something you're not going to wear. The benefit here is that you're going to wear it and love it and enjoy it. So
and I have a feeling whoever wins tonight will give free jewelry. So be sure to fill out new jewelry. I'm sorry.
New jewelry. I hope it's free. The free jewelry call. I hope it's free. But I just want to say, it's okay. I just want to say thank you because
New
I really
jewelry.
appreciate, the ton of you that have been are on tonight. I really appreciate it. Please fill that form out. You do have 24 hours to get it into Mary Grace. Fill it out honestly. And if there's somebody, if you heard this tonight and you thought of gals, and trust me, I know y'all did, invite them back next week. I'm going to do a little commercial. We do this every single week in these spaces, and we would be happy to, answer these questions for your friends and family. So
Yes.
thank you, Mary Grace, so much for your help
You're
tonight.
welcome.
I
I
really
love it.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much for coming and being here with me week after week after week. And
Love
many,
it.
many thanks to all the people who support us out there. We sure do love you.
So we are still live, but I think her camera